Before we start this cosmic journey, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any astrological discoveries, spiritual tips and secrets to turn your potential into reality. We are building an incredible community here, and your support is essential for us to continue bringing more content full of meaning, wisdom, and magic. Oh, and share this video with someone special who needs to hear it today. The universe works in sync, and you're a part of it. I'll see you in the next video, and remember, you're not here by chance. The wealth you seek is also seeking you. Imagine living in a world where every emotion of others resonates within you, a constant symphony of joy and pain that is not yours, but that becomes part of your own inner melody. This is the fundamental reality for many born under the influence of the sign of Pisces. Often, the Piscean identity is seen incompletely, limited to stereotypes such as dreamy or overly sensitive. However, this realization only scratches the surface of the true complexity that defines this final sign of the zodiac. The Piscean soul is like a boundless ocean, harboring invisible currents and unfathomable chasms. Its most notable traits, such as compassion and creativity, are just the tip of the iceberg. Pisces is a being of paradoxes, a portal between the tangible and the ethereal, possessing a unique ability to connect with realms that most people don't even realize. They navigate between reality and the dream with disconcerting ease, which often makes them objects of misunderstanding or an idealization that distances them from who they really are. To tune into this fluid nature and allow your own energies to harmonize, I invite you to repeat or just feel this thought. I allow myself to flow with the current of life, trusting my intuition and embracing my sensitivity. May this statement serve as a link between us. If it resonates in your heart, feel free to share it in the comments, reinforcing our bond and our path of discovery. Our goal in this gathering is to go beyond the trite concepts, revealing the hidden truths and lesser discussed nuances that truly shape Piscean identity. Let's dispel the mists of myths, bringing to light the depth and versatility of this unique personality. We will discover that behind the apparent sweetness lies a remarkable resilience, an instinctive wisdom, and an extraordinarily broad worldview. Get ready for a journey of revelations that will see Pisces and perhaps yourself in a new and enlightening light. Continuing our exploration, the first secret to be truly understood about Pisceans is their ability to feel the world intensely. Pisces possesses a sensitivity that transcends ordinary understanding, acting as an emotional receiver for the environment and the people around them. They pick up on the vibrations of others so vividly that the emotions of others seem to seep into their own psyche, becoming part of their personal experience. Imagine yourself as a tuning fork, vibrating in resonance with each note emitted. This is how Pisces operates, tuning in to the joys, sorrows, anxieties, and hopes of those close to them. This ability, although it seems like a connecting superpower, carries with it considerable weight. Constantly living with the emotional baggage of others can lead to significant wear and tear, as if the soul were in a continuous state of overload. There are times when this heightened perception can be strenuous, leaving them exhausted and fragile. Pisces often find themselves compelled to offer help, comfort, and support, even when it means neglecting their own needs. Whether it's a friend who needs a shoulder, a family member in crisis, or even a stranger in trouble, the tendency is to give of yourself without thinking about the consequences for your own well-being. It is not uncommon to see a Pisces postpone their own commitments to meet someone else's request. The great lesson for those born under this sign is to discern the importance of establishing protective barriers. Learning to deny, to impose a subtle limit, is not an act of selfishness, but of vital self-care. It is the way to preserve your essential energy and maintain your own balance, allowing you to continue to offer your compassion without falling apart in the process. This keen sensitivity and the need to preserve one's own space lead us to another impressive facet of the Piscean personality, the ability to mold oneself to the context. Pisces individuals possess a remarkable aptitude for adjusting to a variety of scenarios and individuals. They are able to alter their behavior and postures to harmonize with the particularities of each social exchange. It is as if water, the element that governs them, could take the form of any container that contains it. In a group, a Pisces can take on the role that best fits the dynamics of the moment, whether it is the patient listener, the enthusiastic encourager, or the calm mediator. This versatility is sometimes mistakenly interpreted as an absence of defined identity or a lack of personal conviction. To some observers, it may seem that Pisces does not demonstrate their true essence. However, this malleability is not a dissimulation, but an innate instinct for coexistence and the establishment of links. It is an intuitive strategy to avoid friction and promote a sense of acceptance, ensuring that they feel at ease and that the environment remains harmonious. On certain occasions, this willingness to adjust can manifest itself as an excessive search for pleasure, resulting in postures that do not fully reflect one's intimate convictions just to ensure the peace or approval of others. The truth is that this faculty of modification is a powerful tool for social navigation, but it requires a constant recognition of one's own self. The challenge for Pisceans is to find the balance point, to honor their inherent malleability without losing sight of the essence that makes them unique. It is essential that they understand that authenticity is not opposed to the ability to live together, but is enriched by expressing their true being, even when relating to different realities. Expanding the analysis of its surprising adaptability, we will now enter the most intimate and vibrant universe of Pisces individuals. The fundamental essence of those born under this sign lies in large part in their extraordinary mental life, a space that resembles a vast and complex galaxy, filled with vivid thoughts, visions, and imaginary scenarios. For them, the boundary between what is perceptible and what is conceived by the mind is incredibly thin, allowing them an uncanny ability to conceive ideas and fantasies with an almost palpable richness of detail. This particular realm, often private and deeply personal, serves as an inexhaustible source of creativity and inspiration. This dazzling imagination is the engine behind many of the most beautiful artistic manifestations. It is no mere coincidence that countless remarkable talents in music, literature, and the visual arts were born under the regency of Pisces. His melodic compositions, his engaging narratives, and his expressive paintings are often impregnated by an almost ethereal sensibility, a direct echo of the dreamscapes that inhabit their minds. They possess a unique ability to capture emotional nuances and abstract concepts that may escape others, transforming them into works of art that touch the human spirit on a deep and universal level. However, this natural inclination toward the dream, while a gift, also presents its own considerable challenges. The porous boundary between the idealized and the palpable can sometimes lead to a certain disconnection from everyday reality. Practical tasks, mundane responsibilities, or direct confrontations with the harshest aspects of life can feel overwhelming and disorienting. There is an innate tendency to seek refuge in this mental sanctuary, which, in more extreme cases, can manifest as a subtle escape from reality. This may involve self-imposed isolation, the search for temporary outlets, or an immersion so intense in fantasy that the pressing demands of the real world become secondary and exceptionally unwieldy. The true learning and path to flourishing for Pisceans lies in the ability to balance this creative gift with the crucial need for grounding. Thus, your inner world can be a fortress of inspiration and not a prison of evasion. It is at the harmonious intersection between dream and action that the true magic of Pisces reveals itself, allowing them to express their uniqueness fully. From the vastness of their inner world, Pisceans are driven by an innate curiosity that extends beyond themselves, unfolding into an insatiable search for truth and understanding. Unlike a merely intellectual or academic search, the Piscean search for knowledge is more of a philosophical and existential exploration. They yearn to understand the underlying reasons, hidden meanings, and interconnectedness of all things. This is a sign that questions the obvious and launches itself into the search for answers in a wide range of domains. This thirst for wisdom leads them to investigate several areas, from the complex mysteries of philosophy, which try to unravel the nature of existence and morality, to the dogmas and consolations of religions and spiritualities, which offer structures for the soul. They are also interested in the discoveries of science, seeking to understand the workings of the visible universe, and in mystical traditions, which open doors to the invisible. This inquisitive mind is not content with superficial explanations. It aspires to a deep, almost intuitive understanding of the cosmos. Many thinkers, visionaries, and leaders in diverse fields, whose journey has been marked by reflection and questioning, share the influence of Pisces. Their lives and works are testimonies of this incessant search, which led them to challenge paradigms and open new horizons of perception. However, this propensity to unravel the unknown can, in some cases, veer off to less productive paths. The Pisces' open-mindedness can sometimes become susceptible to unsubstantiated theories or an obsession with certain subjects, turning the search for knowledge into an endless journey where the boundary between wisdom and speculation becomes blurred. The key for Pisces is to channel this investigative energy into discernment and clarity, utilizing their keen intuition to differentiate what is genuine from what is just illusion. Continuing our analysis of Piscean challenges, we come to a point that many recognize: the notorious difficulty of Pisces in making decisions. This trait, often perceived as chronic hesitation, is not due to a lack of discernment, but due to the complex interplay of his deep empathy and vast imagination, already mentioned. For a Pisces, each choice presents itself as a fork in a sea of countless possibilities. Pisces' innate ability to glimpse all angles of a situation, to sense the potential reverberations of each path for themselves and others, makes the decision-making process an arduous task. Not only do they weigh the rational pros and cons, but they also weigh the emotional implications and the energies involved. The fear of making the inappropriate selection, of hurting someone, or of making a mistake in the chosen trajectory can be paralyzing. It is not failure that they fear, but the imbalance or suffering of the consequences. It is not uncommon to observe a Pisces postponing appointments, seeking advice widely or constantly changing their mind, even after an initial decision. This hesitation can lead to procrastination and a perception of indecision on the part of others. For those born under the sign of Pisces, the path to a more autonomous and effective life involves strengthening confidence in their own intuition. Their internal compass, so precise guide in other areas. Honoring personal values and deciding according to your truth, even if they displease or face the unknown, is crucial. Your freedom lies in navigating possibilities with the certainty that your inner compass, heard, is the most reliable guide. After delving into the Piscean hesitation in the face of choices, another significant aspect emerges that shapes his conduct: the deep apprehension of criticism and judgment. For those born under Pisces, the opinion of others carries considerable weight, and the prospect of being negatively evaluated can be deeply uncomfortable. This sensitivity makes them continuously seek validation from those around them, creating an impulse to adapt and to show themselves acceptable in various contexts. This uneasiness with disapproval often leads them to avoid scenarios where they could be perceived as inappropriate or rejected. The effort to please others is a constant, an attempt to ensure that your presence is welcomed and appreciated. One can notice Pisces containing their own convictions or retreating in the expression of ideas that could generate disagreement. In more delicate situations, this self-censorship evolves into excessive self-criticism, where the Pisces becomes his own harshest judge, anticipating and internalizing any possible external censorship. The need to feel accepted is understandable, but when guided by the fear of reproach, it can curtail authenticity and personal flourishing. The biggest challenge for Pisceans is to understand that their value is not tied to the perception of others. The journey of self-discovery for this sign involves the development of self-affection and unconditional acceptance of who they are, with all their particularities and imperfections. Cultivating this self-assertion is what frees Pisces from exhausting approval-seeking, allowing them to live and express themselves with genuine freedom, regardless of what others think. By acknowledging and celebrating their essence, they deactivate the power of external criticism, making them immune to the fear it can inflict. Learning personal valuation, disconnected from external approval, is a crucial step for Pisces. However, the path towards full autonomy encounters one more obstacle: the tendency to establish bonds of dependence. This inclination manifests itself in various ways, whether by intense attachment to individuals, by the search for substances, or by attachment to situations that serve as a refuge. The underlying goal of this conduct is often to mitigate emotional discomfort or to shirk the responsibilities that life imposes. For the Pisces, the world can be overwhelming, and the escape from painful emotions or practical burdens finds an apparent path in dependence. It can be emotional dependence on a partner who makes all the decisions, immersion in habits that provide a sense of momentary relief, or compulsive pursuit of activities that divert attention from reality. This search for an outer anchor, while initially it may seem protective, is actually a shackle that prevents Pisces from developing their own inner strength and unfolding their true potential. Examples of this dynamic can be seen in relationships where the Pisces cancels himself out to satisfy the other, or in moments of vulnerability that lead to the use of addictions such as alcohol or gambling. These postures, although they bring a temporary escape, undermine the Pisces individual's ability to sustain themselves and face life's challenges with resilience. The key to overcoming this propensity is the recognition that true security lies not in dependence, but in the ability to cultivate internal resources. Seeking specialized help when necessary and developing healthy tools to deal with stress and pain are essential steps. Autonomy for Pisces blossoms as they learn to trust themselves and build a solid foundation for their own life, breaking free from the currents that prevent them from swimming freely. Overcoming the challenges of dependence and walking the path of autonomy reveals one of the most powerful and intrinsic qualities of Pisces: their unique intuition. Far from being a mere gut feeling, for Pisces, intuition acts as an internal compass, a precise navigational instrument that guides them through the complex waters of existence. They have a particular connection with what some call the collective unconscious, a vast ocean of information and wisdom that transcends conscious knowledge. This deep connection allows Pisces to pick up on messages and visions that most people can't. It is as if they have an extra sense, an ability to feel the truth of a situation or the right direction to go, even without logical data or immediate rational explanations. This powerful skill can be an invaluable resource in many walks of life, from making crucial decisions to offering support to others. Your intuition can light the way in times of uncertainty, revealing hidden dangers or opportunities that would otherwise go unnoticed. There are countless reports of Pisceans who have avoided risky situations, made the right choices at crucial moments, or guided people in trouble simply by following that inner feeling. This instinctive wisdom is not learned. It flows from a place of deep connection and sensitivity. The greatest learning and true strength of Pisces lies in the acceptance and appreciation of this innate faculty. Learning to silence external noise and listen carefully to the voice of your intuition is fundamental. When Pisceans trust their instincts and allow this inner compass to direct them, they not only unravel their own path with greater clarity, but also become sources of inspiration and help for those around them. Your intuition is a beacon, not only for yourselves, but to illuminate the path of others, transforming the unknown into navigable territory with wisdom and confidence. Complementing the understanding of their potent intuition, Pisces individuals manifest an inherent quality that resonates like a song from the innermost part of their being: inexhaustible creativity. For Pisces, artistic expression is not merely a pastime or a skill. It is an intrinsic need, an essential path to emotional healing, a means to unveil deep layers of one's own identity, and above all, a bridge to connect with the vast universe and the people around you. This urgency to externalize what inhabits the spirit can take different forms, as fluid and varied as the water that governs the sign. One can observe this vibrant soul in the delicacy of a painting that captures subtle emotions, in the touching melody of a musical composition, in the depth of the words of a written work, or in the lightness and drama of a dance. The expression can also appear in less obvious manifestations, such as the passion for cooking that becomes an art of nurturing, or the dedication to gardening, which models the beauty of nature. Each creative act is a window into the inner world of the Pisces, a way to communicate the unspeakable and to process the complex emotions they absorb from their surroundings. For those born under this sign, finding and nurturing a way to release this creative current is of paramount importance. It is through this outlet that they not only honor their true selves, but also share a valuable gift with the collective. Whatever the medium chosen, Piscean art tends to be charged with sensitivity and a unique perspective, capable of touching and inspiring those who contemplate it. To allow this creative energy to flow freely is to allow the Pisces to exist in its fullness, offering the world a reflection of its rich and multifaceted soul. Connecting to the expressive and compassionate essence, we now explore one of the most beautiful and sometimes challenging aspects of the Piscean experience: the yearning for an effective bond that transcends the ordinary. Pisces is distinguished by a striking romantic idealism driven by the search for unconditional love, a soul connection that feels like the reunion of halves. They aspire to a true fusion, an encounter where mutual understanding and acceptance are absolute. This lofty idealism, while inspiring gestures of great affection and dedication, can also pave a path to disappointment. The vision of perfect, flawless love can make it difficult to accept the imperfections inherent in any human relationship, making the search for a truly compatible partner a journey with obstacles. It is not uncommon for a Pisces to project ideal qualities onto a partner, falling more in love with the image they have built than with the real person. This tendency can lead to quick involvements or, on the other hand, to the permanence in unfavorable connections, driven by the eagerness not to face loneliness or by the fear of abandoning the ideal. Effective maturity for Pisces involves a vital learning, that of cultivating affection for themselves in an unrestricted way. Only by nurturing self-acceptance and setting healthy boundaries can they form genuine, balanced bonds. The deepest and most lasting love emerges not from the search for a soulmate that completes, but from the meeting of two individualities that come together in fullness, each honoring its own identity and space. At the end of this journey, we reaffirm how unique and multifaceted the sign of Pisces is. We have seen that in addition to its apparent sweetness, there is a universe of feelings, instinctive wisdom, and the ability to reinvent oneself. Pisceans carry within themselves a mixture of strengths and sensibilities that make them truly unique and valuable beings. Their nature, as fluid as the waters that represent them, allows for a depth of perception and adaptability that is rare. It is essential that those born under this influence embrace every facet of their personality, including those that seem most challenging to them. Intuition, that infallible inner compass, is a gift to be valued and followed. Sensitivity, while sometimes painful, is the key to an empathy that connects them with the world in a way that few can. Creativity is the voice of your soul, a channel to express truth and beauty. To everyone who accompanied us, and especially to Pisces, we encourage you to internalize and continue to live the mantra that guided us. I allow myself to flow with the current of life, trusting my intuition and embracing my sensitivity. May it be a constant reminder of your own strength and resilience. If this content has touched your soul and offered new perspectives, please consider subscribing to our channel for more astrological explorations and to continue this conversation. Leave your own experiences and reflections in the comments. Your voice enriches our community. Remember, Pisces, your strengths and weaknesses, your moments of doubt and your deep thoughts are what make you so special. Never underestimate the power of your sensitivity, your intuition, and your creative spirit. You are someone who brings light and understanding to a world that often needs it more. You are able to inspire, heal, and transform lives with your words, your actions, and your presence.